welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm doing a vintage cube draft. This is the Final Fantasy run of the Magic Online cube. Extremely unsexy pack 1. Classic BoshNRoll pack 1. Heaven forbid I ever see a piece of power in my life. Caracas is one of these low-key bangers. The more cards that get printed, cool little like merfolk looters with upside and whatever that just happen to be legends, the better this gets. It insulates you versus some reanimator stuff. You could set up your own loops with cool legends that you want to bounce. I think out of this otherwise unimpressive pack, I'm going to take Caracas. Guide of Souls appeals to me as a 1-drop. Saheeli, you usually wheel Saheeli if you want her. Crater Hoof is there, Burst Lightning's there. I'm going to take Caracas. Ooh, Fastbond. Interesting. This is very early to get a Fastbond and draft around it. Other options here. Brainstorm's always fine. I love a Death Greeter champion, but my last draft was mono red and I want to mix it up a little bit. I don't know how many I'm going to do. As always, this might be my last draft of the season. Or maybe I'll do 10 more. Nobody knows. Knights of Round and Torsten are both cool things to cheat in. Damn is a Wrath of God if I stay white, and it's a modal spell if I go black. Malcolm is a legend that I could bounce and do little Caracas tricks with. Fastbond is the one that I could build an archetype around, though. Oh man, Broadside Bombardiers is such a unit. Mind Twist is here as... Oh, wait, there's Wasteland. Never mind. Okay. Broadside Bombardiers and Wasteland, I think, are the two serious picks here. And Wasteland plus Fastbond, this gives me the Ramnev Excavator, Crucible of Worlds, waste all your lands out. I would love to wheel 6 Lush Portico, Overgrown Tomb, some green dual land, or something I'm actually going to play like 6. We're not getting the Broadside back. It's gone. Accept it. Scholar of New Horizons. Enters with a +1 counter on it. Remove a counter from a permanent you control. Search your library for a Plains. Reveal it. If an opponent controls more lands than you, put it onto the battlefield. If they don't, put it to your hand. Okay. That's a lot of words on that card. Basically, tutor a Plains with a lot of extra work. Birds of Paradise would go into any sort of green whatever kind of deck. Memory Jar is good with Fastbond. I get to play all the lands out of the jar cards. I think I'm going to mess around with Memory Jar. That's not normally the direction I go. I think Ottawar is a good pick here. Othari is pretty sweet, but I'm going to try to leverage this Fastbond while I have it. I say out loud, and then I'm rewarded with a pack that does basically nothing. Oh, Courser of Crewfix does wash out the Fastbond damage whenever you play a land, gain a life, and whenever you play an extra land, take 1. That lets me rip. That lets me rip through my deck. That's actually pretty good. No more complaining. Coveted Jewel is something to do with a bunch of mana once you have it. Bristly Bill pays you out for the land drops you're making. Consider... I don't really have blue mana, and I don't even have green mana yet. I think it's Coveted Jewel or Bristly Bill. Do I want to be like storming out with this Fastbond or making creatures really big? I'm going to take Bill. That's better with Nadu, which is a card that I like being able to play when I see it. Geez, Fiery Confluence. The mono red deck, if I had chosen to go into it, is there. It is just premium cards. Pick 3, Broadside, pick 6, Fiery Confluence. Pick 7, Fiery Confluence, damn. All that said, though, there's not really a different card for me here. Maybe I'll just take this Fiery Confluence and have options available to me. Ramnev Excavator, there it is. You usually get this if you're the person in the deck, because nobody else really wants it. I now have the ability to infinitely Wasteland. Strip Mine is much better than Wasteland, because not everybody's going to have a ton of non-basics in their deck. Some fetch lands will go a long way here. Green Sun Zenith would be cool in this deck. Alright, Sowing Mycospawn, my greatest nemesis, but it does tutor lands, and this is where I would want that sort of thing. Being able to go find a 1-of Fetchland or a 1-of Wasteland and really get the chain going is nice. Okay, lean into Domain, lean into green mana stuff, an actual land with an ability. I'm not really domaining. I think I actually want Caryatid here. Lush Portico did wheel, so did 6. Wow. Alright, well, 6 is better than Lush Portico. Elvish Mystic versus Waterlogged Grove. I'll take the Mystic. Sucks I passed that Crater Hoof twice. There was a backdoor here where that's good. Tameo or Gadgeteer? Gadgeteer gives me some combo outlets. I'm going to take Gadgeteer. Coveted Jewel on the wheel. And Goblin Bombardment straight to my sideboard. Alright. Kind of a weird deck. Not quite sure what its identity is yet. Outside of I can do some cool stuff with lands sometimes. Zuran Orb is a card that can give me infinite life and mana with Fastbond and Ramanap. You tap the land, sack it for 2 life, replay it from your graveyard, lose 1. You gain 1 life each time. Summon Bahamut. Okay. A new exciting card in the cube. An exciting thing to do with a lot of mana. Nexus of Becoming. Beginning of your end step, draw a card, then you may exile an artifact or creature from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the card, except it's a 3/3 golem. Alright, so this is draw 2 cards a turn, and maybe something else happens. Mystical Tutor does not get Fastbond, which is the card that I want. I really want to put this Bahamut in my deck, but I think Nexus of Becoming is better for me. I hope this wheels. I really want to play with that. Breeding Pool is the correct colors. Starting Town, I think that's worse than Breeding Pool for my deck. I like JVP. I like Fable in almost any deck, but I do want to be able to cast my spells more than anything else. Breeding Pool's in. Tolarian Academy. I have 3 artifacts in my deck, and they all cost 5 and 6. Forensic Agiteer's here too, though, which generates artifacts. I think I'm going to spec on Academy. I don't think I'm playing VV. Malevolent Rumble would definitely go in my deck, but I might wheel that. I'm not going to see this Academy again. I'll just grab it. Green Sun Zenith, that is a card I called out as wanting for my deck. That can access the Ramanap, the Bill, the Caryatid, the Rufix 6. It's not very good with Myco Spawn. Oh, it's not even green. Alright, yeah, it's Devoid. Doesn't matter how good it is with Myco Spawn. It's illegal. I am going to take this. I would be happy to see Endurance come back, and I might even take Imperial Seal if I see it again, because it's another access to Fastbond, which is what I'm building around. Sentinels versus Jace. I think it's Jace. How much am I actually supporting blue? I love Sentinels in the Nameless City, don't get me wrong. I have to win games somehow, though. I mean, Sentinels can win games. Alright, sorry, Jace. I'm staying mostly mono green. I just can't cast those spells is the problem. Ugin, Eye of the Storms. That is a good thing to do with a lot of mana. If I have a lot of mana, I'll take Ugin. Field of the Dead. I found a win con. Found it! We did it! Soul Cauldron, Essica's Chariot are other cards that I would like here, but Field of the Dead, actually a way to win the game now. On purpose. Uro's pretty sweet. Spellseeker doing very little. It's another Green Sun Zenith. Frantic Search is cool, but I think it's just Uro. Get this blue-green going. This is a pretty big commitment to blue. Nobody interested in Mystical Tutor. Generous Ant can access my Breeding Pool, and it's not an embarrassing thing to cast later either. All right, I'll take the Int. Weird deck. I'm not afraid of it, though. Candelabra is good with Academy. It both untaps Academy and is an artifact for Academy. Woodfall Primus is just something I can tap 7 mana for at some point. White of the Reliquary, if I'm interested in black tutors anyway, this does tutor my lands. I think I'm going Candelabra, though. Lorien Revealed, I like better than Safekeeper. That's another Breeding Pool or basic island, and it's something to do with 5 mana. This deck might suck, but we'll see where it goes. I'd love an Urza Saga and a Zuran Orb. That's kind of where I want the rest of this to go. Loot's very good. Sink into Stupor is fine. Those are my 2 options here. I would need to come up with red mana somehow for Loot to be defensible. I'll take the Sink. Knight of the Reliquary is on theme if off color. I'll tuck it in here. I do have Caracas and Sylvan Caryatid for white. Time Spiral's another draw 7. Alright, yeah. If that ends up part of the plan, I've got a few of them. I don't think I'm casting this Omnath, but I am aware that it's here now. Savannah, Scalding Tarn. Scalding Tarn gets the breeding pool, but this is not a green fetch, which would really set my deck off. Springheart and Tuco is another win condition. Savannah turns on Knight of the Reliquary as a card I'm allowed to play. Spara's HQ is all three of the colors I would want. I'm going to take Scalding Tarn and hope to wheel Spara or Savannah here. Exploration to go with my Fastbond. Could just kind of double up on those. Solitude's a very good card, but I'm not really using it. I will play Meticulous Archive if I see it again. Alright, it's this one. Botanical Sanctum, Oath of Druids. I'm not oathing. Oh, Force of Will, what's up? That card's good. My blue con's kind of low for it, but I think it's the best card for me here. Yep. I'll take that. Pest Infestation, Echo of Eons, and another Raminep Excavator. Nobody's taking Walk-in Closet. I'll get that back. I'm not worried about it. I'm going to take Pest Infestation. Extra good now that the cube is chock full of enchantment creatures. There's something like 10 or 12 of the Final Fantasy summons in the cube right now. Elvish Reclaimer, Shelldock Isle, Eternal Witness, Stock Up. I feel like Stock Up is better than Reclaimer. I have a way to tutor, maybe two ways to tutor specific lands out of my deck, but having card advantage and playing the game seem pretty important. I like Shelldock Isle, but I like it less than both Reclaimer and Stock Up. I'm going to go with Stock Up. Hedge Maze basically perfect for me. Oh god, Narset. I've been grabbing wheels passively. I get 2 of these cards in this pack. Hedge Maze will probably be gone. I think I'm going to take Narset though. I've been grabbing wheels. This is a plan. Upheaval. This is a phenomenal Upheaval deck. It's also a phenomenal Primeval Titan deck. Oh no. I like both of these things. I think I would normally play Upheaval, and I think it is probably better, but I want to try Primeval Titan. I have the Zenith. I have cool things to target for it. The Seju's also phenomenal here for me. Oh my god. Actual Time Twister. Going, I think this is the last pick of the draft. Yeah, that was the last new pick I get of the draft. Spara's HQ lets me play Knight of the Reliquary if I want to. It's a green source I can get off Scalding Tarn. Very important to thread that needle. Alright, sorry Springheart and Tuco. It is Spara's headquarters. Meticulous Archive, phenomenal. Okay, this deck came out pretty cool. I got some cuts to make, but I'm happy with it. I don't think I need Jar now that I have Spiral and Twister. I also don't think I ended up supporting Tolarian Academy. I definitely don't need Forensic Gadgeteer. That card is not going to make the cut. Probably don't need Coveted Jewel anymore either. That seems like a risk. I have better ways to spend 6 mana and better ways to draw cards. Unworld Oddity and Memory Lapse are both really good cards. And I think Memory Lapse is something I'm missing. I have dummies that can attack, but interaction and supporting my blue count for force. Getting the double action there. I'll take it. Got the Walk-in Closet back, but I also got the Echo back. Am I more interested in Draw 7s or Raminep Excavators at this point? This is also Yawgmoth's Will at some point. All right. I'm going to take... Oh no, what did I end up with? Okay, I did get the Closet. That is what I wanted. Wheeled the Reclaimer. Did not get my Hedge Maze back. Didn't really expect it at this point. Worldly Tutor, not bad. Probably not going to make the cut, but it's not bad. Fanatic of Ronus, that might go in the deck. Alright, we've got Simic Lands Wheels. Not my normal wheelhouse, but get it, wheelhouse. But I will do my best. Let's build this monstrosity. I don't think Candelabra got there because Academy didn't get there. I have a pretty robust Green Sun Zenith package here. Worldly Tutor searches for a creature card. Zenith does that too. And no Zurin Orb. Either it wasn't opened or somebody cut it early, which would not happen, so I think it just wasn't opened in this draft. I can't go infinite. I think without Zurin Orb, I don't actually want the second Raminep effect. And with Zenith, I already have access to 2 Ramineps. Yeah, this Narset Wheel thing came together pretty late, but I'm excited about it. This deck also ended up super blue, which is interesting given that it basically wasn't a blue deck at all until pack 3. Who is doing the least here? I think Fanatic of Ronus is not necessary. Elvish Mystic, probably not necessary. Every one of these green cards is viable in the package, the Zenith package. I might not need Generscent anymore. Nexus of Becoming looks kind of clunky now too, that I have a bunch of draw 7s. And Sink into Stupor can double as a land. I could just add 16 lands to the pile I'm looking at right now. I'm playing all of these ones. The Breeding Pool tying the room together. Scalding Tarn can access white for Knight of the Reliquary and Spara's HQ. The Karak is passively in here. I will have 9 different land types in my deck for Field of the Dead. I have the 7 here, plus I'm going to have some forests and islands. Ugin really only triggers off of Sowing Mycospawn in my whole deck. Not a great Ugin deck, but it is still an uncounterable removal spell and then a draw engine once it's there. If I shove some basics in, I have Exploration and Fastbond. This is 16 lands if we count, or 17 lands if we count Sink into Stupor. I think that's enough. This Coveted Jewel is calling to me like the Green Goblin Mask. In Memory Jar, also another draw 7 that works with Ugin, giving me another trigger there. I'm not convinced this is built perfectly. This is something that I would need to cube draft a whole lot more than I do to really have the reps with both an archetype like this and weirdo cards like Nexus and Jewel. But this looks like it has interaction, powerful vintage level draws, and just a fair creature beatdown plan, all of which I'm into. Yeah, this is going to be my deck. Here we go, Simic Wheel Lands. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in round 1. I'm going to keep. This is a turn 4 wheel. I think I'm going to cycle the Lorien Revealed for Breeding Pool here, just in case Sylvan Caryatid dies or something happens. Forest Pass. There's some value to playing Island first, so my opponent has to think about Spell Pierce and those sort of things. But if they play a spell and I don't Spell Pierce it, then they don't have to think about it ever again. Savannah. It's the mirror match. Oh my god, it literally is. But they have the card and I don't. Alright, how dead am I? Alright, they're doing stuff. Lots of lands coming in. Surveil to the top. Okay, I'm going to get Breeding Pool. And I'm going to play Sylvan Caryatid off of basics. I don't want to get Wasteland locked here. Make them have the Strip Mine, if that's what's happening to me. Scythecat Cup. That could get really big. Fudge! Alright, well, we're the same deck, but theirs is better than mine. Malevolent Rumble. Primeval Titan, Nature's Lore, Sylvan, Safekeeper, Yavimaya. A lot of stuff going on over there. They took Yavimaya, and it came into play immediately. The cub grows. Okay, they went for Spawn instead, which actually doesn't put any counters on it, because the second trigger doubles the counters on a creature, and that has 0. If I win this game by 1 life, that's why. Worldly Tutor, jeez. I'm dead. So, if they have a Ramunap Excavator, I just lose. Titania, alright. So you're saying there's a chance. But I am getting Strip Mine twice next turn. Jeez. My own Fastbond to keep up? Uro is not it. Scythecat Cub does trample, and it's going to have a million counters. Yeah, this Narset is just too slow. I'm just dead. Well, that's what I wanted to do, opponent. Thanks for showing me how it's done. I guess I'll play Narset and dig. Might hit my own Fastbond here, and then be able to play out some stuff. Or I can just completely whiff and look like a clown. Spara's Headquarters tapped and pass. Oh, if I can get my Fastbond plus Ramunap, that can counter their multiple Strip Mines. Oh, they're still tapping Strip Mine. Okay. They must not think stripping me is as good as it is here. Right, the Spawn does have a counter on it now. Fetch. Get a 5/3. And they might just go face, but picking off Narset seems worth doing. It's just pretty easy money. Cub is a 4, Spawn is a 1. Yep. Killing Narset and dealing one to my face. All good stuff. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'll play Wasteland and use it to play Uro. Breeding Pool comes in. I'll use that to play Courser of Crewfix. They had a better start than me, but we are approaching stability. They're running out of cards in hand, and I'm going to take a massive crunch of damage here. Stripping my Spars HQ gets another 5/3. Elvish Reclaimer. Yep, we're the same deck. They have a strip mine and they started on Fastbond though. I'm taking 14 in combat. Exploration off the top. Do I show them that Twister is part of what I'm doing? I guess I have to play to whatever version of winning the game looks like. All right, I'm going to twist. I did find Ramanap. I did not find Fastbond. All right. Got me after revealing a bunch of cards. Okay, terrifying. They only have one Fastbond. I think that game is fine if they don't have that. Worldly Tutor looked pretty good when they cast it there. How do I get ahead on mana and mostly stay there? Elvish Mystic is in my sideboard. We both have Primeval Titan. We both have Elvish Reclaimer. Both have Fastbond. I have blue cards, but they have white cards. Is one of these mana dorks better than 6? That might be true. Ronus in here. That's got some toughness. Alright, I'm going to try this. This feels like a dice rolling contest, though. I mean, I'll keep. I'm not going to mulligan 2 Fastbond, because the more I mulligan, the worse Fastbond gets, because I won't have extra lands to play. I'm just going to hope that they don't have theirs. And I'm going to lead on HQ and build out into Caryatid, because I think Narset is what I want to be doing, really. HQ, pass. Please don't Fastbond me again. That land doesn't cast Fastbond. Okay. We're playing the game now. Caryatid. Narset, find a wheel before opponent gets set up. Sidecat Cub. Uh-oh. Lorien revealed. Okay. I've got some options here. I think I want to dump out the squad to give Narset a chance to pop off all at once without having to fend off this potential 4/4 on her first turn in play. Nature's Lore. Okay. Potential 6/6. Got Commercial District doing a little surveilling over there. Dump their Sylvan Caryatid. We really have similar decks here. I have 1/4. I will block. Okay. Narset survived the war. Interesting. Sentinels could turn on Fanatic. All right, I'm going to start with Narset, because if she hits Time Twister here, I just go. Time Spiral. All right. And Soporific Springs as a land. Sentinels of the Nameless City as a big booty. And pass. I can twist next turn. I need Narset to survive. They did not have a land to play from their hand last turn. They just hear Jetmir's Garden. The Fastbond probably going to the graveyard. Yeah, they took the garden. Mox Diamond's interesting after missing a land drop, because that doesn't trigger the Cub, unless we're worried about color fixing here. Ren and 6 makes sense. Okay. This means that Narset will survive the combat, and I might even be able to kill Scythecat Cub if I double block. Yeah, this looks pretty good, short of Pyrokinesis or Dismember. Okay, they buffed up the spawn instead. They're not even trying to contend with the Spiral. All right, I'll go to my turn. Do I want to play Forest? Yeah, I do, because Time Sorrow is going to untap it. Do I want to try to get Fanatic of Ronus online before I do anything? That might be greedy. All right, I'm just going to Spiral. I get 7 cards, you get 1. I untap all my lands. Pest Infestation can kill Mox Diamond. Ugin is a little behind here. Narset, see what she's got. Stock up Fastbond. All right, we found the Fastbond. Game on, kids. Game on. I'm going to play Brilliant William here, which will make me ferocious. Now this taps for 4. Meticulous Archive. Who do I want to buff now? I think William. Island on top of my deck. Is that helpful? I can map into it, which is mana neutral. Yeah, I will leave that there. Map. It's Island. We knew that was there. Island. Maybe I should just be buffing the Sentinel. Just be the biggest thing on board. All right, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4, 5, 6, 7. Eugene, Eye of Storms. Take out Scythecat Cub. And then attack my opponent. All right, they don't want to play anymore. Cool. All right. We took turns popping off on each other. I think I am still cool with this setup. My deck's more broken than theirs if neither of us have Fastbond. And Fastbond is obviously just a broken card that would break symmetry either way. All right, this is my deck. Let's go. This hand looks too slow. They kept 7. I guess I get to archive. All right, I'll try it. I might get run over here. Oh no, Forest. Okay, that's not Fastbond. It's medium speed bond. There's Spiral. I'm going to archive first. Ugin, sorry fella, I'm not ready for you. Keen-Eyed Curator. Alright, that can chew up my Ugin. Not that I need Ugin, but that is a Planeswalker under there. And spinning Ugin into my deck was my backup plan. Fastbond? Fastbond? Shit. Spar's HQ has been deployed, and pass. I'm taking at least 4 this turn. Oh, Worldly Tutor. Alright, that's... I'm still taking 4, even if they don't exile that. Questing Beast. Alright, they're just on the beatdown strat, which is quite a good one against my slow hand. Okay, I'm taking 7. Come on, Fastbond. I'll call it out every turn. Narset. That just dies to Questing Beast unceremoniously. Right, Courser can at least block Keen-Eyed Curator. Pest Infestation on top. That kills my creature, but none of theirs. Yeah, I think I'm just going to get creature curved out here. Like, they don't even need to do anything else. Just attack with your shit. They can put 3 card types under Keen-Eyed Curator right now. Alright, attacking for 5 with Questing Beast instead of for 4 and letting me block makes sense. Exploration, yep. Look at that. Land on top. I can at least get paid somewhere. Gain a life. Is Caracas. Not helpful. Yeah, Narset does literally die. I could make 2 bugs. I could kill Exploration, make 2 bugs. Putting Sorcery in the graveyard kills me, though, so I can't do that, actually. If this gets +4/+4, it's Jover. Alright, I'm gonna Narset and try to hit Fastbond. I think that's my last way out of here. Bunch of looks. Come on, Fastbond. Memory lapse. Not what I wanted. Okay, passing the turn. Hopefully they don't know all the words on Questing Beast. I've had lots of opponents attack Planeswalkers with Questing Beast, even though when it hits an opponent, it deals that much damage to one of their Planeswalkers too. Seems they know how this works. This attack is pointed towards me. Okay. I'm at 4. Narset's dead. I have to cycle Lorien Reveal just for a shuffle because the top card of my deck is not good and we can both see it. I'm getting an island, and Fastbond is not the top card of my deck right now. Uro is, and I cannot produce a creature that survives Questing Beast. It is just that simple. And this gets to be 7/7 now. I don't think there's any reason to fetch. Or, no, I do gain an extra life that way. No, it washes out. It's the same. Yeah, just dead. 1 turn short of doing anything. Alright, cool. Maybe I should have mulliganed that, but on to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 2 versus a Lutri the Spell Shaper deck. I'm going to mulligan. Alright, cool. I'm going to keep this in bottom Ugin. I don't like the mono blue hand in my deck that is primarily green. Alright, cool. One of the cards the deck is built around did show up this game. Thespian Stage. More lands opponents? How many could there be? I'm going to get Meticulous Archive. Don't need a forest. Got plenty of those. Okay. Wasteland. Island. Waste you. before that can copy a basic land and get out of range. Ooh, missed the land drop. Let's go. Put them in the garbage. Map. It. I should have played that untapped. I forgot to get a map token here. There's a lot of text on these cards. Okay. Activating this map now would have been worth 2 life. Either passing back again. Map onto the Sentinel. Forest in my hand. Run it out. Now I'm holding up Hardcast Force. I milled 3 cards that were not lands. 6 not helping out here. Yeah, I'm just going to pass with Force up. Rather than do anything else with my mana. Just in case. Ooh, they found something. Took 2 from Watery Grave. Kitesail Freebooter. Well, this is either in play with my Force under it, or they're both in the graveyard. Wow, they forced me back. That's so funny. Alright, you can look at my Sylvan Caryatid now. Force pitching Urtai. While I appreciate being able to find a match in seconds, at any time of the day, it is jarring playing Crosspod. And that's just cost of doing business on Magic Online. Uro. I would like to put that card in my graveyard. That's cool. What a cool trick. I'm going to attack with my creatures. Okay, they don't even want to see the information off the mill 3. They've had enough. Okay, Cheese Wasteland doing a lot there. We're against some sort of bug Lutri deck with Force of Will and Kitesail Freebooter in it. And Urtai the Resurrected. I think I like my generic deck versus people who are just doing generic stuff. On the draw with kind of a slowpoke hand, but does contain Field of the Dead and Pest Infestation. I like these cards. I'm going to keep Zenith. That doesn't do anything until 2 in my current configuration. So I'll get my Meticulous Archive in the mix here. Baleful Strix. That's a pest. I can infest that. Infestable, pestable. Archive. Narset, hell yeah. Just checking that Elvish Mystic's in the sideboard. It is. Just checking my main deck that I don't have a 1. Oh, I have Reclaimer. Okay. I think it's worth firing. Just to get anything going here. It was smart of me to include creatures at different mana values. Infernal Grasp. That is dead. Bonus at 18. Time Spiral. Alright, I'm going to jam Narset here and hope that it's bad for their deck. Hope they don't have their Force of Will, but even if they do, it'll cost them 2 cards. Narset is worth 2 cards, though. Just literally, it's Dig Through Time. Plus whatever else might passively happen. Force pitching Phantasmal Image. You got me. Strix doing stuff. Undercity Sewer. Kept their card. JVP. Okay, I can kill Strix for 2 bugs here. I think I should just do that. I can't get to 5 to get 4 bugs. So I will just do what I can. Just starting to clear the way for this Lorien Revealed into Time Spiral, into wherever this game goes from there. Okay, Lorien Revealed. Please don't have Hull Breacher. Urtai. Alright, countering that and I draw a card. That's fair. It was all a distraction for Time Spiral anyway. End step Loot. I do really like their deck. Very BoshNRoll. Ooh, Animate Dead. They've got a big pivot in there too. Or big eject button. Hymn to Turok. Okay, they missed the Time Spiral. That was actually the best of 2 cards I could discard. I am going to double block here. Take the trade. Those creatures were just distractions. They can flip Jace here if they want. Alright, still interested in a looter. I could play Excavator. Oh, they could hymn me next turn. Yeah, I'm just going to ram Time Spiral. Or no, they would need Jace in play already. I think I still like Time Spiraling here. So they're flipping Jace while they can. Might be digging for a counterspell, but Jace will flip here. Alright, we are both reloaded, except they are starting with a Planeswalker in play. But I get to go first. Sentinel. I'll start there. Trigger and Knight. I like having 2 big things here. Oh no, Jace starts at 5. Yeah, okay. They would have been able to hit me if I didn't take that play. Somewhere in my deep subconscious. I was thinking of Tamiyo that takes a turn to do stuff, but Jace does immediately get to cast a spell. They shrunk my Knight with Jace. I would very much like to Zenith for Primeval Titan. Okay, they killed my Sentinel, or exiled my Sentinel. Taking them off white seems kind of relevant. Alright, I'm going to map onto Knight and see what happens here. Firstly, Bill, do I want that in the graveyard? I think I do. I can't get it in my hand. All right, that's in the graveyard. Wasteland, take out this white source. And I can Zenith for Ramanap here. That might force the issue on Jace. 6, Ramanap, Courser. Yeah, I want to put them under that Wasteland squeeze. And this puts a ton of pressure on Jace. I'm going to attack. I don't think knighting here is better than beating up their Planeswalker. So they can minus Jace, target Baleful Mastery, exile Ramanap just to stop from getting Wastelanded, but that'll cost them their whole turn and their Planeswalker. They did exactly as I instructed them to do. Breeding Pool tapped. That's 5 different lands. I need Jace to go away, but I think I want to keep Knight as a tutor here. And I have Sink into Stupor. They can interact with stuff. I'd like to use Knight to get into Field of the Dead. Forest, the 4th color. Sacking Forest in the end step. What do I want to get here? I think I want Caracas. That's now 6 lands with 6 different names. The next Knight activation can get fetch land and make a bunch of zombies. Or I could use Reclaimer to do the same thing. Or the land comes in tapped if it's Reclaimer. I think that's fine. Reclaimer. I'll get Spara's HQ, which now makes a zombie. And now this Forest from my hand makes a zombie. And Knight can make 2 zombies. I'm going to spend one more turn using Knight as Knight, and then it'll be just a 7/7/8/8 beatdown monster. Hey, look at me with my Caracas. The pack one, pick one of the draft. Bounce Malcolm. Fabled Passage. Fetched immediately. Found that 4th color again. Treasure Cruise. That's an effective one to sink into Stupor. Pretty hard to cast that again. And they've had enough. Awesome. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the draw in the final round. Positive record online. Can't keep this one lander. Mulligan. I will keep this one, and I think it's Ugin to the bottom. It's cool that I pack one, picked one Fastbond, and built my entire deck around it, and have not seen it once in the draft. Hopefully that changes. We got 2 or 3 more games. Library. Sick. All right. Forest, Exploration, Spars HQ. Got a little something going here. Cycling Lorien revealed. Okay. So this brings them back up to 6. They can draw for a turn, be at 7, tap Library, make their land drop. Then they're in the library for a while. Sowing Mycospawn can deal with that. If I draw a land for my turn, I can tutor Wasteland and clip that thing. I've become the villain. I'm rooting for Sowing Mycospawn. Sick. All right, well, Mycospawn's going to do it. Soporific Springs. I would like to pay 3 life. Sowing Mycospawn. Trigger. I've become all that I hate. Waste your library. Okay. They got an extra card out of it, but then I answered it without spending a card. Mostly even on that. Hopefully Courser can get some traction with this exploration in the near future. Psychic Frog. Their deck's good. Courser will start there, and I'd love to just rally 2 lands off the top of my deck. Just free money all day. Oh, Narset. That is really good. I don't think it's better than potentially hitting a land drop, though. Archive, Trigger, sick. Field of the Dead is there. I will leave that. And I'll play it. Ramanap Excavator. I am in the Field of the Dead starting next turn. I'm not going to attack. They have plenty of cards in hand. Psychic Frog just eating my creature sounds kind of bad. But if this Ramanap can play Wasteland twice next turn, make a zombie each time, waste 1 of your lands each time, I'll take it. That is worth more than Psychic Frog cards. They do have the line, though, to just discard their hand, hit me for 8 a couple times, and try to speedrun this game. They discarded the Concealing Curtains just to get enough to fly. 7 cards in hand. The passive life gain of Courser is keeping me mostly out of just Blitz Frog range. They played an island. Oh, there's Fastbond on top of my deck. So I do actually kind of need this to resolve for anything to work here. No! So many Force of Wills in this league. Just can't stop them. Alright, I'll clap back. Infernal Grasp, alright. Well, Primeval Titan, buddy. You're up. You've been waiting patiently in my deck the entire league. You've not come into play yet. It's time. But we are playing against somebody. I mean, something as simple as a mana leak completely cooks me here. Discarded Duress. Good bet. Collective Brutality. It looks like they're just pushing their damage wherever they can. 3 cards in hand. Don't Thoughtseize me, bro. I'm drawing Fastbond in a spot where it is terrible. I'm going to attack first, because if they have a removal spell or some flash threat or something, I want them. And at least give them an opportunity to put it in the wrong place. All right. Don't fail me now. It resolved. We're in business. Yes, I'd like to use the ability. Breeding Pool and Caracas come in. Get 2 zombies. Frog is good for 7 damage. And the race is on here. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay. I am actually winning this damage race. Discarded Echo of Eons. No, I'm going to die to this. Yeah, that's +7. Wow, that's so gross. Turn off my auto yields. Is there anything I can be wheeled into that matters here? I don't think so. Wow, that's a great finish. Yeah, there's the Force of Will with the blue card when it doesn't matter. Dirty stuff. Psychic Frog, Coast to Coast. It had help from a bunch of counterspells and shit. Wait, why'd they stop? That was lethal. Oh my god. They seem happy with 10 damage. We got an oh oops in the chat. Yeah, didn't count it? Okay. Well, if you don't count lethal, you don't get lethal. I'll play Island and Forest. Wow, okay. Well, they had a lethal line, but didn't see it until after. I don't think that was a misclick, because they were in the middle of discarding a bunch of cards that looked like an actual, like, calculated, I'm going to stop here, without actually just looking at my life total. At least I think that's what happened. All right, what can I do against this deck? Once again, Counterspell, Force of Will's in there. I don't know. I think Generous and having Reach is non-zero. Narset seems good if they've got Echo of Eons in there. Yeah, I think I'm just going to submit my main deck again. I keep thinking about it and coming to the same conclusion. Okay, hand is slow and steady. I am going to keep it. A blue source sooner than later would be nice. Oh, hell yeah. All right, Exploration. We've seen Undercity Sewer in their deck, and I'm going to play Wasteland just in case it was their plan to fetch that in the end step. I will blast it. Cool. That probably really affected their intended rollout this game. Psychic Frog. Speaking of intended rollout, here's that fucker again. All right, Courser of Crufix, please be worth multiple cards off the top of my deck immediately. Land on top. Get paid. Narset shit. Okay. Or not. That's cool too. I might just break off and die here. If they kill Courser, and then there's not a land on top, or if they kill Courser, it doesn't matter if there's a land on top. If they don't kill Courser and I miss on land, I might just get punished. Discarding Ledger Shredder. Kaito. Okay, going for the jump. I would never have blocked there. And maybe getting +1 card is just really important to them here. Maybe they're missing a removal spell. Oh god. Alright, well, I am breaking off. As predicted. As feared. Memory lapse? No, that's so brutal. Alright, now I'm not doing anything for many turns. Actually, no, I'm not drawing anything for 2 turns. I'm trying to decide if I'm actually dead and should concede. They could just pump all their damage into Frog. They know I have nothing. Alright, Excavator's back. That's all I got in the world. Wasteland can target itself. Like, that's a way I could just gain 2 life on subsequent turns. Alright. Alright. Smushed. Partially because my Courser didn't work out, but also just smushed. I think I want Generous End in here. And probably over Bristly Bill. Okay. I am comfortable with that change. Just another shuffle, another access to blue or green, whatever I need. And a creature with reach now that we've seen Subtlety and Frog. No lands. Mulligan. Even had the Generous End. Okay. We are Knight of the Reliquary gaming here. I'm going to keep, and I think I have to bottom Force of Will. It's just so far away from being useful. And I'll get Field in there now. While being tapped doesn't matter. Island and pass to me. An island of my own. Please don't cast Psychic Frog. I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life. I hate my life. Imagine having any other card there instead of that one. Can you imagine the possibilities? of living in a world where your opponent doesn't have Psychic Frog every single time. A Subtlety Pitching Cryptic Command. I'm going to bottom this Knight. I don't actually want this thing. I want to either stabilize or pull ahead of Psychic Frog. They're pushing some extra damage by discarding an island. That makes me think they're not about to miss a land drop. Or they have enough 2-mana spells, they're not worried about it. Yep, not about to miss a land drop is the answer. Going for Basic Swamp when they have Undercity Sewer in the list. Am I going to get my Memory Lapsed here? I'm going to play Caryatid, because if they Memory Lapse something, I'd prefer it be that, because Reclaimer can shuffle away Caryatid in my upkeep. Oh my god. No, not that. So they told me that they had a spell to play with the land they fetched, and I was able to use that information positively. I don't have good blocks, though. Discarding a Swamp to push more damage. They should have read a Psychic Frog to be legendary. Be quite a commander, though. In my upkeep, I'm going to rotate away... Shit. I'm going to rotate away Caracas, actually. My white card's already gone. And I do have double green spells that I might want to play. Alright, yeah, Caracas is gone. And I think I want Meticulous Archive, got the selection here. Courser of Crufix. Suffolk Caryatid, I hate you so much. Why are you still here? I tried to bury you, but you wouldn't go. Imagine if my deck had one removal spell in it. What a world that would be. Play a removal spell, challenge level, impossible. Can't block. Psychic Frog is unblockable. I'm definitely going to lose this game to Psychic Frog. There's so little that I can't even think about doing here. Oh, you have Narset too. Cool. Urborg. Okay, well, I do not want to draw this Sylvan Caryatid. I'm going to rotate into Spar's Headquarters. Exploration on top of my deck. Land underneath it? Land underneath it? God dang. Nothing will go my way. Alright, I'm going to attack Narset and then mostly be dead. We've seen Wheels in their deck. The Frog is already super lethal. Or, it's not lethal, but it is. I can't get through it. I can't stop it, and I can't get through it. There's Echo of Eons. Okay. Well, they get a 7, but, I mean, Memory Lapse is the top card in my deck. 4, 10. They could attack for 10 here. Thassa's Oracle is a card they have. Terrifying. We're getting big discards. Just make it a 2-turn clock at least. I don't think there's anything I even can draw. Duelist of the Mind. Rotate away this Forest. And I'll put Scalding Tarn into play tapped. Or maybe it's Wasteland here. Alright, I'll go for Wasteland. Remnap Excavator. There actually is a land on top of my deck. We're doing it. We're grinding out. It doesn't matter. It's too late. But we're finally doing some of the things the deck is built to do. Now, we mostly just got crushed by Psychic Frog. That's one of the best cards in the cube, and nothing to be done about it. Alright, GG. I mean, I could have drafted removal. It was the answer. Okay, this deck ended up being pretty mid. Basically just never had a Fastbond, the thing I built my deck around. Maybe I'm supposed to mulligan aggressively for it, but like I said in one of the rounds, the more you mulligan, the fewer cards you have, so the fewer lands you have to dump out faster. I did pass an Otawara at some point in the draft, which even just bouncing that Psychic Frog, even in the mid game, would have maybe stabilized it and turned it around. Maybe I didn't lean into the wheels enough. Like, I have a Elvish Mystic and a Fanatic of Ronus in my sideboard. Maybe instead of 6 and Knight of the Reliquary, I just play those, and I focus on getting to that wheel mana faster every game, or getting into Ugin faster every game, getting to primetime faster every game. I'd be willing to believe that's a more interesting way to build this. Or Bristly Bill. That card is pretty mediocre in my deck. Like, if Bill is Fanatic, and it probably is 6, and 6 is Elvish Mystic, then we have better ramp and can get up into this other stuff faster. Maybe that's where the mistake was made. Also, there just not being a Zern Orb in the packs we drafted stuff. Didn't even have that out to play too. But that's okay, that's the nature of draft. You don't get every card every time. That's the end of this one. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel, and I'll see you next time.